Hello everyone and welcome back to some more professional StarCraft 2. Today it's time for a Protoss versus Zerg, where we find ourselves on Blackburn. Spawning here in the bottom right hand corner of the map and playing with the red Protoss probes from Germany, we have GunGFuBanDa. His opponent in the bottom left, from France, with the blue Zerg pieces, he goes by the name of Denver. So, after this particular match was played during DreamHack Winter about a month and a half or so ago at this point, a couple of Reddit threads popped up. Now, I haven't read them, but I know that this game is a little infamous. I'm not exactly sure as to why, but I'm sure we will find out together over the course of the next couple of minutes. Well, this is going to be actually a bit of a longer game, so it's probably going to be a bit more than just the next couple of minutes. Anyways, so it's gonna be a Zerg versus Protoss. I mean, Zerg versus Protoss at this point is a very well figured out matchup. We see a very similar early game most of the time where Protoss players go for that quick expo, into a Stargate, into some Void Rays, into a quick third base, and Zerg for the most part is spending the majority of the early game defending. Wouldn't be surprised whatsoever if that is also what ends up going down right here on this particular game, just because it is by far the best go-to opener. That being said, the mid-game obviously creates a lot of variety. The late game definitely has a lot of variety as well, so we'll find out exactly what ended up going down. Now, in case you're unfamiliar, GunGFu, he's considered to be the 4th best player from Germany. So from Germany, we have players like, for example, Lambo, Showtime, and then Hero Marine, which is kind of funny actually because that's Zerg, that's Terran, and then that's also Protoss, which is pretty cool. Anyways, GunGFu is considered to be, as far as rankings go, right below those three. And as far as the world rankings go, according to Aligelec, he's currently the number 39 on the planet. Denver, the rank 41 in the world. Interestingly enough, I only just now found out about this. I just went to his Wikipedia page just for a little bit more information on him as well. And I always thought that he was like named after, what is it, Denver, Colorado? Is that what it is? I think that's a city or something. I don't know, man. I'm European. I know nothing about the world. Anyways, apparently, right? He's actually not named after, well, Denver the city. I think it's a city. I could be making a huge fool out of myself. I have no idea. Maybe it's like a territory or something. I don't know. Anyways. Apparently, he's actually named after Denver the dinosaur. You know that children's show from a very long time ago? Fellow boomers of the YouTube comment section will remember. Anyways. Ooh, it's going to be a Twilight Council opener. Okay. Huh. So here I am, talking about how common that Stargate is. Honestly, it's almost like, okay, so here's the thing. The Stargate opener is just simply considered to be the best start. The problem with going for a Twilight Council or a Robo at the very beginning of your tech route is that you have to deal damage on the other side of the map. Plus, your third base is going to be much later than with a Stargate. So if you want to go for a third base with a Stargate, you can start it up by the 5-minute mark at latest. You get yourself that Void Ray out. It's going to be nice and safe. You can follow it up with an Oracle if you want to. Maybe deal some damage on the other side of the map too. Right? However, with a, what are we doing, by the way? He's not actually researching anything yet. He's already at 130. Okay. A little bit late right there on the Glaives upgrade. I was going to say, if you want to go for, like, the Glaives upgrade, for example, which is, like, the second most popular build, maybe the Dark Templar are slightly more popular than Glaives. I'm not 100% sure. Anyways, you have to deal damage with this sort of start. So if you don't deal damage, if you go for the Glaive to Depths, you get the Twilight Council, you get the research, you do everything else as well. You don't kill at least like 10 workers. You basically just lose, because Zerg just will overwhelm you as the game progresses if you just simply let them have those workers early on. So, in a way, when you go for a Twilight Council opener like this, you kind of allow the Zerg player to, like, you kind of are supposed to have the Zerg players make mistakes. If you do this sort of build against someone like Serral or Raynor or Rogue or Dark or whatever, they will probably hold it, make this build look stupid, and you then are very far behind, right? Because not only is your, your push not dealing damage, your third is also going to be delayed. So most players will instead opt to go for that, that Stargate start. Now, I like this. GunGFu not just following it up, or not just going for the Glaive Adepts, but then also following it up with a Dark Shrine, which is very, very neat. So, by the way, in case you're unfamiliar, the Glaive Adepts, it basically is just an attack speed boost for these 2 units, or these 4 units right here. He's probably got, how many gateways? 4 gateways as far as I can tell. Yep. So it's going to be some dedicated pressure, but probably with a third base on the back of this as well. So what exactly do we have for the Zerg right now? Well, he's still adding on drones. We have 10 Zerglings. This is a disaster for the Zerg player. There is a Roach Warren coming up and all that, but I mean, this is the first time that he sees this push. Immediately, he does start up some Zergling production, assuming GunGFu here commits, which I think he should. Yep, it's going to be very good. All right. So generally speaking, if these shades can happen multiple times, it's a bad spot for the Zerg. Now, he is target firing down the Spore Crawler, which is a huge indication that, you know, there's likely going to be Adept followed by Dark Templar as well. But already 12 workers are going down, and now the Adepts are also going to go into the third base. 2 Adepts already inside of the Natural again as well. This is a ton of damage. Now, obviously, you do have to keep in mind that this is not free. Obviously, all of these Adepts are also getting picked off, so, I mean, maybe not all of them. Maybe these can be saved. Yep, they will. Grand total, though, I mean, that is a very net positive trade right there for our Protoss player. No third base, though, as a follow-up. A couple of Dark Templar are being morphed in as well on the other side of the map. Okay, 3 of them for now. Not all heroes wear capes, but these do. Got a feeling the Adepts are not going to live through this, though, yeah, because the the Dark Templar do have pickup priority. They're quite a bit more expensive. Plus, you can morph them into an Archon, so I actually really like this. Following it up right now with one more DT. They can morph in the Archons. Ooh, nice catch right here by Denver. Recoil immediately. If you're fast enough, you should be able, yep, to keep everything alive. So they'll actually finish morphing it right over here inside of the Natural. Alrighty, so how many workers in total? 20. Third Nexus is very late, though. This should never get picked off because GunGFu already's got himself that prison with the 2 Archons. I mean, Zerglings are going to try, but that third base should live pretty easily. Zerg is just going to go for the roach speed as a follow-up right now, and I guess he's going to try and drone his way out of here. Prism actually going across, while simultaneously the Zerglings right now managed to get a full wraparound of the third Nexus. Well, that's a rough feeling. Prism is going to come back home, but I've got a feeling that that third is already gone. Already, honestly, that third Nexus was too late. It should have already been done by this time, I'm pretty sure. Shield battery also should have been done because of that, so... Maybe not the most ideal follow-up right there for GunGFu. It would have been okay if he sent the Prism across if the third Nexus was already done. Either way, Robo Bay right now is a follow-up from GunGFu, which I like quite a bit. No Stargate, so that's kind of neat, right? He's got to be focusing on that more ground-based Protoss army. Honestly, ground Protoss is very strong. It's just that, like, against Skytoss, Zerg has, like, 1 or 2 options, and against Ground Toss, Zerg has, like, 12. You can go from Roach Ravager Viper into, or Viper, rather not with an F. Viper. Sometimes that turned very Dutch all of a sudden. In Dutch, we pronounce every single V as an F, so sometimes it's a Viper from me. I don't know, I know it sounds dumb. Anyways, you can go into Swarm Host if you want to. You can go into Lurkers. You can go into Brute Lords. Zerg has loads of different options against Ground Toss, but not nearly as many against Sky Toss. So maybe that's also one of the reasons why we do see that, that Sky Toss army regularly. Either way, it's going to be Disruptors for now here for our Protoss player, which I like a lot. It's like a breath of fresh air this game, man. Alright. So 7 more workers end up going down. Nice bit of harassment here, though, by GunGFu. Honestly, if it wasn't for the third Nexus going down, this would have been a massive, massive advantage for him right now. Whereas at this point, it's a little bit shaky. Zerg is already all the way back up to 62 workers. He's got to go straight into a hive, which is very nice. I'm assuming, yeah, the Robo Bay right there was spotted. So the thing is with the Robo Bay, Protoss will either make Colossi or Disruptors, right? So at this point, with his Overseer over here, he sees the Disruptors as well. Now, both the Colossi as well as the Disruptors, they do not really like being abducted. So I'm assuming here that the hive is going to be for that Viper transition. Eventually, I think this will be killed. Maybe not. Nice little bit of juking and jiving right there by Denver. Okay, hive is done right now. Almost. Nice little bit of timing attack right here, though, by GunGFu, realizing what his opponent is going for here. Decides to push before the Vipers can get out. I mean, just making the Vipers is not enough. You also need to get energy, obviously, on them. So this is a wonderful little attack. Can Denver hold here? I hope so. Okay, nice dodge right there on that first Purification Nova. Disruptor is going to be on cooldown for a little bit. Good force fields. Pretty decent dodges there as well, but one of the units does end up going down. Fourth Nexus coming up over at the gold base. Zerg now doing the same thing as well over on their side of the map. The golden minerals, of course, do provide a couple more resources. Hydralisk then here as a follow-up as well from the Zerg. For now, GunGFu is just going to go... Did he already get... No, he didn't even get charged yet. +1 ground weapons is just about to finish up. Okay. Couple of roaches here around the back. I like it. Couple of adepts right here around the side as well. Oh, Disruptor. Hello. Oh, nice pickup. Nice pickup. Okay, so Zerg is denying the mining over here for at least a little bit. Couple of Adepts moving on over towards that. I think you probably want to go and after the drones instead, man. The base is not going to go down. He's going to try and at the very least get some sort of damage done. Honestly, this is a good bit of damage here that the Zerg is dealing, though. He's holding on at home while simultaneously... Ooh, okay. Also attacking on the other side of the map. Vipers looking for their abduction ability. They're looking for those heavy hitters in the Protoss army. The Stalkers are relatively easy to kill, but it's the Archons, the Disruptors, the Immortal that he's looking for. 7 probes, by the way, going down in total, it seems. Maybe even more. Okay, there's one abduction. Okay, Purification Nova is not going to happen. Second Purification Nova also not going to happen. And a very impressive hold, it seems, right here from Denver. I mean, it's not a hold yet, but picking off those big hitters is very, very nice. All right. So good bit of counterattack damage right there. Gold base is now going to be quite helpful as well. So Denver's income is once again very, very stable. All right. So where do you go right now if you're the Protoss player? Yeah, he doesn't have charge yet. I really feel like he needs to start that research up. Look at these Zealots. I mean, now they're in the slow zone. Now they're outside of it. I was going to say, they're pretty slow, though. Just Stalkers alone is not really going to work that well either. Vipers! 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 Oh, my God. Ugh. Okay. 600 gas down the drain. Denver not paying attention there. So both players taking quite a lot of damage here in this match so far. That Zealot in particular, super dead. Okay, it's gonna be a Lurker then here from our Zerg player here, together with once again a couple of Vipers. Protoss is gonna focus on a couple of Immortals here. Finally gets the charge upgrade as well. I don't think you can really finish the game here, right? Unless you get like the sickest Purification Nova ever. But once again, yeah, the Zerg player just jumps on top of this army. Immortal gets picked up, Disruptor gets picked up, and a couple of the slow Zealots also will be killed. Alright. Couple of Dark Templar in the top left-hand corner. I like this. Four base versus 4 base, though, should be pretty good for our Protoss player. Generally speaking, I love this as well. Using more heroes right there with capes to defend this mineral line as well. I think he really needs to stop pushing right here with Stalkers. I'm not sure exactly what that's supposed to do. Anyways, GunGFu is soon going to be facing an army that's based around Lurkers. And at this point, I mean, there's the ranged upgrade for the Lurkers coming up already. At this point, he really doesn't have much of a counter at all to Lurkers. Stalkers get destroyed by them. One Immortal isn't going to really be able to do much either. He's going to need Archon Immortal probably in order to deal with it more comfortably. Disruptors are obviously also pretty good. But he doesn't have too many of those either. And obviously, you can still expect the abductions right here from the Zerg. Oh, once again, a Viper there gets picked off. Nice targeting by GunGFu. Coming in from the side as well with another one of the... Oh my God, man. It does save it. Does save it. Immortal! Immortal will not be saved. At the same time, while this is happening, Dark Templar over at the third base of the Zerg player. They are going after the Spore Crawler itself. Transfusion did keep it alive for a little while longer, but now, well, a secondary form of detection is needed. Dark Templar over here as well. 14 more drones end up going down. This is some proper drone harassment right here by the Protoss, though. It's just that I don't really like his army composition all too much. Losing a lot of units, and I feel like he's trading unnecessarily, but he's just trying to create chaos here. Hydra then could have probably been killed, but... I mean, now we're at 50 plus workers by the 14-minute mark. Not bad whatsoever. Love this as well. Protoss already going into the +1 flyer attack. While simultaneously going for a second Robo as well as a Templar Archives. Okay. +1 flyer is not super cheap, but you may as well get it. If you're planning on playing a longer game, which this definitely feels like. Prism was killed inside of the main base. Units will be recalled. Maybe that doesn't even necessarily feel like a longer game yet, but may as well if you have the resources for it. He's very Stalker heavy, though. Honestly, it feels a little bit uncomfortable seeing like a ground-based Protoss army that's not got the heavy hitters in here. Okay, a couple of High Templar get warped in. Are we gonna go into the Storm upgrade? I think we probably should. Especially if Zerg is making that transition towards more and more Hydralisks. He's just roaming the map with Stalkers. I'm just very scared that at some point he's gonna overextend Get surrounded by Zerglings, can't blink, and then the Lurkers just murder everything. That's happened to me many times before as playing Protoss. It's not great. It's not a good feeling, I can tell you that much. Anyhow. Sonic Storm is coming up right here for our Protoss player, so that's good. He did also take the base in the top right-hand corner, which is also very, very sweet. He just needs something a little bit more sophisticated than Stalkers, though. Like, Stalker Disruptor is amazing in Protoss versus Protoss, but not 100% sold on it. I mean, I do like how aggressive he is with these units. I just feel like it's just, Oof. That was awesome. Yeah, it's just moments away from being an absolute disaster. So how many Disruptors have been killed this game? 6 of them. 2 Immortals. Okay, it's really not that much, I guess. Well, it is quite a bit, but... This would have been very different if Zerg didn't give away like 5 Vipers for free. Then this Zerg push would be quite a bit stronger. Either way, base in the top right-hand corner is done. GunGFu is still counter-attacking here constantly. Now all of a sudden, though, he's forced to deal right here with a Zerg army at his front door. More Lurkers are coming up. Dark Templar here, roaming as well. Lurker is distracted, trying to go after the Zealots, and then immediately the DT decides to go back in for a couple more worker kills. There's the Stargate coming up. Once again, beautiful abductions here. One Viper goes a little too far forward. One High Templar also gets picked off. I can't believe GunGFu is still sitting at such a ground-heavy army, though. Such a Stalker-heavy army as well. There's the Blinding Cloud on top of all of those Protoss units as well. There are quite a few Immortals at this point. 6 of them. One more coming out. Okay. 15 drones, by the way, ended up going down. This Dark Templar here has now got 17 kills to his name. Apparently, this is kind of forcing Denver into, like, an all-in scenario. Honestly, as long as he's dealing this much damage on the other side of the map, he might even be able to kill the hatch. Oh, my God. Not what I expected. And then the hero goes down to, like, Brutelings. Anyways, as long as he deals damage on the other side of the map, this Protoss ground army, all it needs to do is just eventually push this back. And once again, Dark Templar. God, I love Dark Templar. Remember, like, the Went Behind Dark Shrine meme from many, many years ago? We only really saw Dark Templar as, like, a cheese or as, like, you know, a last-ditch effort. But these days, they really are core units in the Protoss arsenal. And I love it. They're kind of like Zealots, but better. And obviously, they cost a lot of gas, too, so they're very expensive. But they're super powerful. I would not have minded seeing that blink upgrade for them either. It's a very slow research, but it's very good. Oh my God. Oh my God. Yeah, now he's getting greedy. He was gonna go for the drones, but instead he's like, you know what? Let me get the hatchery instead. Zerg is kind of broke at this point. Nice moves right here by GunGFu. High Templar! Oh, man. You can see a little bit of a skill difference, right? If you compare this particular game to, you know, some of the top guys that I cast all the time. We just see spellcasters wandering to their deaths. It's small differences here and there, but it adds up very quickly. Like, we've seen like 5+ Vipers going down in this game for no reason. A couple High Templar, a couple Disruptors just wandering around. Those heavy hitters, they need to be protected. This also not a good move right here by our Protoss player. Losing, what, 4? Well, maybe, no, I think just 3. But losing a oh, almost still 4. Losing 3 Immortals right there. Very, very painful. 10 Immortals have gone down this game. All right. Zealots, though, inside of the Natural Expo. Also inside of the main base. Denver is honestly kind of broke. He's got 43 workers still, but not a whole lot of hatches. He's got some mineral patches over there. Where are most of the workers? They're just long distance mining, I guess, the top left-hand corner. Can't really afford a new base just yet because he's adding on a couple more roaches. Alright. GunGFu just finished up a completely fresh base. A lot of mineral patches to be acquired here. Love this. He made a Stargate and then went for, like, what was that? Like an 18-minute start on an Oracle? Just for the stasis wards? I dig it. Very cool. Anyways. The Lurker army, in the meantime, though, has grown quite a bit. Sure, Zerg doesn't have a lot of mineral income, but he had plenty of gas. And that's where those Lurkers, of course, are extremely powerful. And at this point, right, once the Lurker army is so big, Protoss can't really deal with it straight up very effectively anymore. I mean, they can if they get, like, a really good storm or Just a good fight in general, but yeah, I like the idea of going for the counter-attack instead. Couple of the Zerg units a little bit ahead of the pack. Okay. That one Zealot over there. Killed one of the Lurkers. Honestly, a good trade. Where? Oh my god, once again. Abductions. And that's once more 3 Immortals going down. Top right-hand corner in a little bit of trouble. But honestly, GunGFu has this base, which is pretty sweet. I do love the denying here, though. Like, the Lurkers are denying 2 entire bases here. Since GunGFu is on the other side of the map, it's a very similar situation to the one that we saw the Zerg player being in earlier. Zerg also following this army around with a couple of changelings, so he knows exactly where this army is located. Okay. Once again, dude, the Dark Templar have been the heroes of this game. How many DTs? 8 DTs have gone down. I feel like these DTs have been absolutely worth their weight in gold. They might very well be able to kill a couple of Lurkers right here in the top right-hand corner as well. Assuming the Observer is close by. I don't know where the Observer went. He probably isn't sure where the Observer went either. Ah, there it is. Yeah, I should have definitely had the Observer Blink upgrade. Or the Observer Blink upgrade. That'd be something. Ooh, feedbacks! Very nicely done. Making it hard for these spellcasters to actually cast their spells. And now all of a sudden, GunGFu decides to go into the natural expo right here of the Zerg player. It's a dangerous move. He may very well have to recall. I think you need to recall. You need to recall out of here. Oh my god. Yeah, this is not the move. There's so many Zerg units here still, man. Not really that much support here for these spellcasters either. Denver just wanders further forward. I guess Rico is currently on cooldown, and that means that this Protoss army will get absolutely decimated at the same time. Roaches and Hydras on the other side of the map. Very cool decision making right here from our Zerg player. Even though his natural was overrun, he's like, yeah, let me go for a counterattack. Battery overcharge though, pretty good. And that Immortal stands strong. Zealot helping out as well, killing everything else. Alright. So where are we now? GunGFu is ahead in the supply count. Denver did get the base in the top left. Base once again over here gets denied. I think this Nexus should have been over here instead. It is so much easier to defend. Would love to see the Dark Templar maybe getting rid of some of those tumors over there as well. Zealots going in for a run by, but these are all very expensive, right? I honestly feel like 4 of those Zealots shouldn't existed and just, you know, have been an extra base instead. Although I guess if you can kill the Hive, that may be worthwhile. Just feels like most of the time this is just going to be thrown away. At this point, obviously, there's no minerals inside of the main base anymore either, so what are you going to get? A spawning pool at best? Ah, they get recalled. Okay. I like that. Alright. Alright, alright. Look how dynamic this matchup is, by the way, when it's not straight to Void Race, huh? Pretty sick. Oh, okay. Oh my god. Vipers are maybe a little bit too good, aren't they? Whew. Yeah, the Dark Templar have been good, but the Vipers are like... Every single pound of Viper could have been a pound of gold. It's... it's been a very worthwhile unit here for the Zerg player, even though he did lose a couple of them for free. Zealots going after the base in the top left-hand corner. Drones decide to turn around and fight. Don't necessarily know if that is the best move. More drones will be killed. Nexus over here, that was also killed by the Zerg player. Lurker once again denying a lot of that mining over here in the back of the gold. Hello. There's not already a whole lot of Zerg army available, so he actually loses 2 hatcheries here. Well, the Zerg army was available, but it was on the other side of the map. We're now up to 150 plus workers. 7 Immortals. 9 Immortals. So there's this weird dynamic between Lurkers and Immortals, where like Lurkers usually win the battle, but if there's enough Immortals, the Immortals just kind of don't care and just walk through the field of Lurkers and destroy everything. Especially with Storms added into the mix. I mean, the High Templar can zone away the Hydras, deal some supplemental damage as well to the Lurkers. Let's see how this goes. That's what I mean. That is a very nice hit. He does obviously need detection as well in the form of those observers, so needs to be careful. Zerg just long distance mining, by the way. The only hatchery he has is the one over in the natural. So these drones, well, he's got a hatch over here too, but like the closest by hatchery router is currently in the natural. So these drones are doing the longest long distance mining that I've seen in a while. If you can kill the observers, that would be awesome. Need to be very careful though. Okay, Immortal's setting up what seems to be a bit of a surround. There's almost more Immortals than Hydras at this point. Overlord's just scouting around everything since Protoss doesn't have a Stalker anymore. Apparently it is free to do so. Immortal over here, careful, backs it off, nicely done. Zerg really needs a new hatchery, man. They have nothing. Like, their income is so bad. Alright. Alternatively, you could try and win with this army, but like, dude, look at the Immortal count. We're at 11 Immortals. Not what we normally see. They're gonna be able to make short work of those rocks, that's for sure. Immortals do a bonus against armored. They're very tanky, obviously. Oh, nice abduction there. Gets a free High Templar. Well, free. Quote-unquote free. Second High Templar, too, if I'm not mistaken. I really like that he actually pushed those Overlords forward. He's like, yep, looks like there's no anti-air. Fly, my minions. Obtain that scouting info. Protoss, by the way, also not really with a whole lot of resources, but at the very least, he's remade 2 of those Nexi. Zerg still long-distance mining over here. 69 supply for Denver. Nice. 102 for GungFu. Even nicer. Okay, Storm. Not bad. Okay. Abduction right there on the observer is actually huge. You need detection to see the lurkers. So there's an oracle here providing detection, there's photon cannons providing detection, and then there's observers providing detection. Obviously the observer is the most reliable form though, so I like that abduction there from Denver. Denver's looking for it. We'll take a High Templar though instead if he needs to. Love this, by the way. Couple of zealots here intercepting those long-distance miners. And Denver right now at 7 workers, and I feel like all of those workers are soon going to be killed. He does still have a pretty formidable army. 8 Lurkers, 9 Hydras versus 11 Immortals and a High Templar. This base will be killed. That means the only mining is happening right here for GungFu at the gold. He decides to go for the top right-hand base, which I like a lot better. Yeah, I feel like hanging out with your army over here might be more useful, or maybe over here, or split up. Anyways, once again, dude, the Lurker from the back of the gold has been... It's been so obnoxious. I mean, it's been a different Lurker every time, but... It's dealing so much damage. I mean, it's high risk, high reward, right? I feel like that's why the top right-hand base would have been much better to acquire such a long time ago. Storm? Ooh, nice Storm. Very nice Storm. Okay, so Zerg is just scouting around here. Zerg is just following around this Protoss army with an Overlord. Maybe warping in 1 Stalker is not a bad idea. Oh. 5 drones remain. They're all in the natural. 2 of them are on idle. Okay, that Nexus will be destroyed. Top right-hand base is still available though. 25 workers here. Immortal gets abducted. That's huge. At this point in the game, like, every single one of these Protoss units is so important. Oh, abduction right there as well in the Oracle. Revelation is used. The Queen even has marched all the way towards the front. BanDa, what are you doing here? My bones ache. BanDa, calm down. Go back to your brood. Overlord pooping creep right over here as well at the base down south. So that one definitely will not go up unscouted. BanDa! Oh my god, BanDa, we've talked about this. Just going for a nice stroll. I feel like she's almost the bait. Just fight me instead, and then everything gets abducted. This is wild, actually, right now. So, GunGFu is mining a full base in the top right, but he can't really take on this Zerg army. He's got a lot of minerals here, but not a lot of gas. So, I mean, 1,000 minerals is nice and all, but Zealots will just be destroyed. Zerg, by the way, really completely broke. It looks like the Zealots may have finished off this base eventually, too, so only one hatchery remains. If we look at the structures tab, not really that many in total. Obviously, if Protoss can destroy the final structures here from the Zerg, that would be a win. So honestly, yeah, I like this Zealot run-by, man. GunGFu is absolutely relentless with his run-bys. Okay, here we go. Immortal's actually moving a little bit further forward right there. Oh my god, a blinding cloud as well, forcing a lot of these Immortals to step forward. Beautiful engagement right here for Denver. He shuts down Immortal after Immortal, even though there were like a dozen of them. Right now, I think it's just the one. Ooh, even the probes right here will also be in some trouble. 31 Immortals have been killed this game. He should have gone back to the Dark Templar, man. The Dark Templar have been the best units here. Yeah, so only one Immortal remains. Look at that guy. He used to have a family. Kind of sad. One Stalker, by the way. Gotta deny that Creeper Lord. Alright. So that's what I was a little bit concerned for. The dynamic between Immortals and Lurkers is insane. Recall. Oh, will he get some? One of them. Eventually, though, one more structure will also bleed out. So the win condition in a game of StarCraft 2 is to destroy all of your opponent's structures. Creep tumors aren't that important, but there's really not that many structures remaining anymore for our Zerg. Problem is, Protoss, okay, he is once again acquiring the base in the top right. Protoss only has 7 workers remaining. My god, this is a banger of a game. There's an abduction on a Stalker. Not something we normally see, but at this point it counts. The only problem with constantly casting like such sick games of StarCraft is that I set a very high standard. Like, when I have to go inevitably back to like more boring games of StarCraft, you guys will still watch, right? Please subscribe to my channel. I've been casting some absolute bangers over the last couple of months. I mean, so far I've been able to keep up the pace, but I'm a little afraid that at some point it's just gonna be, you know, the same boring game after boring game. But hey, this is a good one. Enjoy it while it lasts. If you are new here, though, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Every once in a while, I look at my YouTube analytics, and like literally more than half of the people that watch my videos aren't subscribed. It's free, guys. Come on, bro. Do me a favor. No, you don't have to. Completely optional. But you can if you want to. Oh, abduction, abduction, abduction. Doesn't need it. Honestly, GunGFu is super dead. Isn't he? Let's actually look at this. So Zerg has a hatchery and 5 workers. Where's the drones at? Okay, the drones are here at the front. I don't think that's where they should be. I think you should send those home. Yeah, he needs to long... Ooh, okay. Well, this is not the way. If he loses this hatch, then it's a bit of a disaster, because then he can't actually rebuild anything. GunGFu has a bunch of static defense and still that ramp. That ramp is still very strong as well, so it's gonna be difficult to push up there if Zerg wants to try and go for the final structures instead of the natural and the main base. I just don't see GunGFu able to, like, acquire a new expansion. He is long distance mining a little bit over here, fair enough. The drones are at the front, by the way. I really feel like he should just long distance mine with those. Like, they're not gonna do much. I guess they're gonna soak up a couple of hits, which is the main goal. Yeah, no, I think the Vipers here, or sorry, the, ooh, okay. There's an abduction once again. One more Immortal. That's that last Immortal gets destroyed. Nicely done right there by Denver. I don't know, oh my god, a Dark Templar. Oh my god, a Dark Templar. He doesn't have a lair. He doesn't have a lair. You need a lair in order to make an Overseer. Oh my god. Not Brenda. No, everything but Brenda. No! Johnny! Johnny the Dark Templar. Why, bro? Do you just hate queens? Is that what it is? Alright, fine. He's not a fan of the monarchy. Fair enough. Can't blame him. Hey, so if there's no detection for our, Oh, the Zerg has 2 spore crawlers. Okay. So spore crawlers all of a sudden have become the most important thing here for the Zerg. I don't think you just want to walk those around, my man. Those are your only forms of detection. Look at the Dark Templar. He's like, hey, guys. Yeah, he doesn't want to go too far. He doesn't know if there's an observer. Or, sorry, an observer and overseer. Long distance mining the gold minerals as well. Alright, that's one way of doing it. Eventually, maybe he can go back up to 400 minerals to construct a new nexus. Why is he not just long distance mining with these drones, though? I guess he just really doesn't want to? Yeah. 600 minerals right now, by the way, for GungFu. I really, feel like he should build something. Yeah, the problem is he doesn't really want to build it over here because there's only a couple of minerals in total. So maybe it's not worthwhile. Johnny doesn't know how strong he can actually be here. So GungFu right now, using Revelation here as well on these Zerg units, he sees that there's no detection. So there's one little bit of shimmer right over there. That's what the Zerg player sees. It's kind of hard to spot. So he is moving the Overlord forward right now to keep probably track of that little shimmer. Very difficult to spot if you're not staring at it, though. Obviously, if you're staring at it, you're not really doing a whole lot else. So, if GungFu kills the Spore Crawlers, he wins the game. If Denver kills the Dark Templar, and not a new Dark Templar can be made, I think Denver wins the game. Yeah, I think that's about it. Because Lurkers can outrange all of these structures pretty easily, so the ramp doesn't really matter that much either. Oracle will obviously accumulate energy as the game progresses. So the Oracle can easily go in and just destroy structures. It's something to keep in mind, honestly. It would take forever, but it is a win condition. The Pulsar Beam, it takes energy to activate and to use, but it's one way of doing it. There's still some anti-air available here for Denver, so if you can abduct it, that would be nice. He does still have a couple of creep tumors as well. Queen is gone, though, so actually, you know what? He's pushing, yeah, he's slow pushing the creep tumor forward to bring detection to the front of the Protoss base. I think that's what he's doing. Does he only have one active creep tumor? Oh no, there's one over here too. Okay. This is the backup plan if that one ends up dying. Since there's no queen available, I guess he could long distance mine and maybe make a new queen out of the one in the main. Yeah, look, there's that other tumor. He was looking around the map as well for the same thing. He's like, do I have another active tumor? It would take some time, but I guess it's something. I don't know why GungFu's asking for a draw. No, I have a tumor. There it is. I'll push with spores. Draw? No, I have a tumor. Cool. Classic. GungFu was thinking it was a draw. Hello. Why? Why? Why are we giving away a Hydralisk? Alright, I don't know. Maybe a little bit too aggressive. Oracle in the main base in the meantime. Killing the hatchery faster than it can regenerate. Johnny, back off, man. There's a spore crawler. Careful. Oh no. Oh god, I thought it was Johnny. No, it's a Dark Templar. He's too cool for that. That was just a probe. What are you doing? Parry. Oh my. I should stop naming things because they instantly die as soon as I name them. I grow attached to them and then they die. This is probably not a good characteristic of mine. So if the spore crawlers die, or if the creep tumors die, this game is a draw. That's one of the best bits of text I've seen in a bit, though. Draw? No, I have a tuber. That makes no sense in a regular game of StarCraft, but it makes sense in this one. Overlord here, providing forward vision. More Overlords also coming in this direction. Vipers have decided to show up again. Johnny, going after the final structures. Okay. Prism inside of the main base. Okay, so this is GunGFu's move. GunGFu wants to go for all of the final structures of the Zerg. There's a hatchery, there's a... dude, there's really not that much. I guess the 2 spore crawlers are the scary ones. Anyways, GunGFu is gonna go into the main base right here and start working on the 4 structures that are still, like, the main ones here for our Zerg player. Johnny, in the meantime, is taking care of the 2 gases inside of the main base. Denver has got a lot more workers, or sorry, a lot more structures here to worry about. So now that hatchery ended up going down. Good pickup right there as well, keeping all of the zealots alive. Everything counts. Alright. Soon the Zerg player will be revealed as well, so that's when he knows where the spore crawlers are located. So Denver is now forced on a bit of a timer as well. You should see right there, yep, you will be revealed. So now, what GunGFu sees on the minimap is the location of the final structures. So he saw it right there, he clicked on it right away. He knows that this is all he really needs to take care of. Alright, so now if GunGFu can destroy these 2 spore crawlers, that's game over. However, theoretically speaking, assuming Denver doesn't get greedy, there should not be a way for him to do so. Oh, abduction right there as well. Abduction is a follow-up. He recalls it! And he actually does keep that Oracle alive. Abduction again? He's looking for it. He's looking for it, but, I mean, that's too much energy. Oh god, oh god, okay, oh god. Zerg units do slowly regenerate. So this spore crawler is gonna gain some health again, even though it just got charged at by a zealot. I think you split up the lurkers here, man. I think you keep like a couple of lurkers over here. And maybe the vipers. And then use like the other half of the lurkers together with that. Oh my god, I love this as well. Stasis wards on top of the ramp. Okay, maybe that's not that good an idea. I was thinking that's a fine plan, but maybe not so much. Likewise, obviously, Denver wins the game if he manages to destroy all of his opponent's structures, which should be very doable. He's still slow pushing with that creep tumor. Okay. Johnny, coming in from the south or from the north, wants to go back to where he was once born a long time ago, but these like stasis wards can actually change the tide of battle as well. If Zerg steps in those, okay, he's gonna see it. If Zerg steps in those, it's a disaster. Oh, careful. Okay, he sees it right now. Lurker. Okay, he's gonna slowly outrange that. Very calm and collected here by Denver. Honestly, very impressive. It's super easy here to make a small mistake and just instantly lose. Well, if there was a moment to strike, this would be it. But honestly, I'm still seeing a lot of lurkers. I think more lurkers probably should have been caught in that. Overlord's going into the main base right now as well. Alright. One of the... Okay, there's an abduction as well. Okay, the abduction actually on that war prism. The spore crawlers are going to town at this point, though. The zealots... Okay, they are trying to see if they can finish the job. But eventually, it is the 2 hero spore crawlers and that 1 creep tumor that obtain the victory. Beautiful game right there by these 2. Hope you enjoyed watching it.